Hey, welcome back to the God Power channel. This is the channel where we're going to unlock the God Power laying dormant on the inside of you. But first today, we're going to continue breaking down the book of Genesis. And we're on chapter 43 because last time we finished chapter 42. Now, if you can remember what happened in chapter 42, it was like Joseph was kind of trolling his brothers a little bit, or it seemed like it. You know what I'm saying? We never figured out if that's the case or not. But we have to keep reading to see. So let's see what happens next. So it's like the famine continued to ravage the land of Canaan. When the grain that they brought back from Egypt was almost gone, Jacob, or Israel, said to his sons, "Go back and buy us a little bit more food." But Judah said, "The man was serious when he warned us. You don't want to see my face again unless your brother is with you. If you send Benjamin with us, we'll go down and buy more food. But if you don't let Benjamin go, we won't go either. Remember, the man said, you won't see my face again unless your brother is with you." So Judah is speaking up to his father, and he's like, "Yo, I am not going back to that guy unless we got his request," which his request was he needed to bring the brother Benjamin with him. I'm sorry if you can hear the fan of my computer, but we'll have to just deal with it on this one. Then Jacob, or Israel, said, he's like, "Why were you so cruel to me? Why'd you tell him you had another brother? Like, why did you expose the truth?" And he was like, "The man kept asking us questions about our family. He asked, 'Is your father still alive? Do you have another brother?' So we answered his questions. How could we know he would say, 'Bring your brother down here'?" Judah said to his father, "Send the boy with me, and we will be on our way. Otherwise, we will all die of starvation. And not only we, but you and our little ones. I'll personally guarantee his safety. You may hold me responsible if I don't bring him back to you. Then let me bear the blame forever. If we hadn't wasted all this time, we could have gone and returned twice by now." Now, Judah is talking kind of crazy to his father, but he is kind of speaking sense in the situation. So, I mean, you know what I'm saying? He's talking crazy, right? He's speaking sense, you know what I'm saying? So Jacob, Israel, said to them, "If it can't be avoided, then at least do this. Pack your bags with the best products of this land. Take them down to the man as gifts. Honey, balm, gum, aromatic resin, pistachio nuts, and almonds. And take double the money that was put back in your sack, as it was probably someone's mistake. Then take your brother and go back to the man. May God Almighty give you mercy as you go before the man, so that he will release Simeon and let Benjamin return. But if I must lose my children, so be it." So Jacob at this point is like, he's kind of, he was fighting for his stance for the moment, but he kind of gave up. He's like, I guess I can see the logic in what you're doing. So the men packed Jacob's gifts, doubled the money, and headed off with Benjamin. They finally arrived in Egypt and presented themselves to Joseph. When Joseph saw Benjamin with him, he said to the manager of his household, "These men will eat with me at noon. Take them inside to the palace. Then go slaughter an animal and prepare a big feast." So the man did as Joseph told him and took them into Joseph's palace. Now, Joseph is about to take care of his brothers. That's the reason why he wanted to see his little brother. You know what I'm saying? He's just like I don't think he was trolling at all. I think he just really wanted to see his little brother. So the brothers were terrified when they saw that they were being taken into Joseph's house. And they were thinking, it's because the money someone put in our sacks last time we were here. He plans to pretend that we stole it. Then he will seize us and make us slaves and take our donkeys. Ugh. The brothers approached the manager of Joseph's household and spoke to him at the entrance of the palace. They're like, "Sir, we came to Egypt once before to buy food, but as we were returning home, we stopped for the night and opened our sacks. Then we discovered that each man's money, the exact amount that we paid, was in the top of the sack. And here it is. And we brought back more with us. We brought back additional to buy more food. We have no idea who put the money in our sacks." "Relax. Don't be afraid," the household manager told them. "Your God, the God of your father, must have put those treasures into your sacks. I know I received your payment." And then he released Simeon and brought him out to them. So they're getting, I bet you they're like mad confused. They don't know what's going on, but they're like, "Oh, well, if it was God, it was God. It sounds like it was God." So the manager then led them into Joseph's palace. He gave them water to wash their feet and provided food for their donkeys. Then they were told they would be eating there, and they prepared gifts for Joseph's arrival at noon. When Joseph came home, they gave him the gifts they had brought him. They bowed low to the ground before him. After greeting him, he asked them, "How is your father, the old man you spoke about? Is he still alive?" So Joseph is inquisitive. He's really wanting to know about his family. And this is a really roundabout way to know about your family. Like, put dude in jail. Like Simeon, I don't know if he really likes Simeon like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if he really has a good liking for him. Like, that one. Put him in jail. Or maybe because Simeon was one of the older ones. I don't know. But then they were like, "Yes, our father, your servant, is alive as well." They bowed low again. And then Joseph looked at his brother Benjamin, the son of his own mother. Like, so all the rest of them were his step brothers, kinda. Really, they're his cousin brothers, if you want to get technical. But Benjamin is his actual brother, his brother from his mother. So he was like, "Is that your youngest brother, the one you told me about? May God be gracious to you, my son." Then Joseph hurried from the room because he was overcome with emotion for his brother. And then he went into a private room where he broke down and started crying. Afterwards, he washed his face and came back out after he kept his emotions under control. And then he ordered, "Bring out the food." So he went back there and was like, "Bring out the food." That's how I imagine it. And then the waiters served Joseph at his own table. Listen to this part right here. Listen. The waiters served Joseph at his own table, and his brothers were served at a separate table. The Egyptians who ate with Joseph sat at their own table because Egyptians despise Hebrews. I didn't know that. And they refused to eat with them. So Joseph told his brothers where to sit, and to their amazement, he seated them according to their age, from oldest to youngest. And Joseph filled their plates with food from his own table, giving Benjamin 5 times as much as he gave the others. So they feasted and drank freely with him. So he gave his brother a whole bunch more, even though, I don't know if it's because he's the youngest or if it's because it's his brother. But the thing I wanted to point out was that the Egyptians hated the Hebrews and they didn't want to even eat with them. I don't know what that's about, right? I don't know why. They never really explained that. I have to go look that up in history and see what that's about. But that's the end of chapter 43. So we got the brothers are now there in Egypt, and they're chilling at the palace of Joseph, eating snacks and food, having a good time. And all the brothers are back together, and they're not going to die. There's no threat of death at all, like they foresaw. But they still don't know that this guy is Joseph at all. They have no clue. So maybe they'll find out in chapter 44 or maybe chapter 45. We'll have to keep reading to see. Hopefully you learned something in chapter 43, and hopefully join me for the next one. Other than that, I just want you to remember that you got that God power. On your heart, tugging on your... Get them.